Oh shoot, the internet just got spotty.
All right. I'm
You
ready.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your picture just got real blurry.
Uh-oh.
So hopefully the internet will be okay.
Okay.
We'll find out in the claps.
Yeah.
Okay, I got something quick to open with.
Sweet.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, click. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap.
Oh, great.
Great.
You're listening to the Two Gomers podcast, a show about two regular guys in their 40s, embracing midlife, chasing healthy aging, and inviting a nation along for the run. This is episode 419, Grocery Shop Better, for October 25th, 2024.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 419 of the Two Gomers podcast. This is Anthony speaking, one of those two aforementioned Gomers coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, with my friend Steven all the way out in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Hey, dude.
Hey, man. So we just recorded the Ghostbusters results, which was really fun.
Yep.
And I commented on this at the beginning, but I love your shacket.
Well, I was
you're wearing.
noticing since the last record, you put on a flannel yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I had to go to the closet and grab a large, heavy flannel also,
Heavy.
so that I could match.
Yeah. So flannel boys. Flannel boys. I mean, tis the season. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Don't be frightened.
Yep. It's getting cooler here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was 50 something this morning.
There you go.
That was nice. How about there?
It was high 30s this morning when I woke up.
Oh boy, that sounds
mid 40s
nice.
when I took a run this morning.
Oh geez.
Which I can still do in shorts. So I think I've talked about this before. 42 is my cutoff for shorts.
Right. Yep.
So it was an incredible fall run this morning. Just the light looks different. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, woo! I do.
And you got to break out those heavy flannels.
Yep. Nice and thick.
Oh, yeah. Just thick as frick, as Anthony would say.
Yep. Although you said that on Ghostbusters, I was like, huh.
But I said it because I've heard you say it before.
Right. You're stealing my language, dude.
Well, nation, after a while we don't know who says what. So who knows? Totally. Am I quoting you? Are you quoting me? Are we quoting ourselves? Sometimes I'm quoting me. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like when Seinfeld is with the other Seinfeld impersonators on SNL.
Right.
You know, and they're all doing him.
Yep. I think Sandler did that one time, remember? Like Sandler goes to a party and it's a Sandler family reunion and everybody's doing an Adam Sandler. A different Adam Sandler impression, like from his movies.
Oh, that's over funny.
It's a good one. Yeah.
That sounds somewhat familiar.
Yeah.
The other thing about fall, dude, this fall. Chicken Big Mac.
Available today as we are recording this episode. Wow. And you are trying to convince me to get hungry.
Yep.
As fast as I can so we can go there and record a live episode.
I was like, you've got to be hungry, dude. And if I go early enough, I can have at least a little bit of Coke. Okay. And I won't be up all night long.
That's pretty convincing. We've talked about this many times on the Go to Have a Good Night, Have a Good Evening, Have a Good Morning episode.
Yep.
About caffeine cutoff. It would be nice with an ice cold.
Oh. And we're going to talk, do you have cheese on a chicken sandwich? Or that's all going to be available on a Patreon episode.
Right.
Live reaction to the Chicken Big Mac. But that's only if we can record this episode in under an hour. Or in just over an hour, sorry.
Yeah, we've said that before.
And if you can get hungry.
Well, and looking forward at this episode, where we're talking about one of the favorite things ever, which is how to grocery shop well.
Right.
I don't see this being a necessarily shortest episode we've ever recorded. Right. So that's what this episode is. We will let people know why we believe that becoming a better grocery shopper is good for midlife health when we take a better look at that in the core. That's coming up soon. Then we're going to end as always, with what's giving us life this week, and of course, a ton of fun stuff along the way. But first, here on the Two Gomers podcast, we want to take big strides forward toward health, but we know most of the time it takes smaller, more manageable steps to get there. So now it's time for Gomer's tip of the week.
Great. Do you welcome this one? I can't remember.
I can.
Okay.
Should we clap?
Oh, of course. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap.
Here we are on Gomer's tip of the week. Now, I texted you right before this episode and said, this episode's going to be so tip heavy, right?
Right. Yep.
I feel like Grocery Shop Better doing a episode on that is just kind of a way to gather all of the tips that we've given on
Yeah.
being a better grocery shopper over the years into one place. I'm really excited about it.
Yep.
So I said, do we need a Gomer's tip section? And you said, please, Stephen. Oh, please. I have a Gomer's tip I want to share.
I have a quick one that's related, but that we wouldn't use in this episode, although
That's
we probably
good.
will. And now we are. So,
And we can always figure out how to jam things in.
oh, yeah. I mean,
whether they relate or not.
grocery episode where we talk about shackets, the newest cultural trend or, fashion trend for, well, anybody. I was going to say for men, but actually for everybody.
Well, yeah. And
Right.
when we get to Gomer's favorite things coming in December, I have some fashion things that I need to share that are related to that.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
A
Fun.
new, I've transitioned to something this year
Oh, okay.
that
It's
feels
not-
important, but I'm holding that until Gomer's favorite things, which I think is on the main feed again this year.
Oh, yeah.
So just be patient, everyone. We'll get there.
Okay. It's not skinny jeans or back, oh, baby.
Juicy Couture. Remember
Juicy Couture. Yeah, totally juicy. No, that was in my feed just earlier today. It said skinny jeans are back, but this part has changed. Or
Yeah,
this
right.
thing
Of
has
course,
changed.
Yeah, a very different thing, I'm sure.
Right. So it's like, okay, what, like, okay. According to the little pic, it looked like now they're flared out, like they flare instead of tight ankle. I don't know.
I see. So they're skinny to a point, and then not
Sure.
skinny anymore.
I don't know.
All right,
Whatever.
better buy a couple pairs of those. Okay, what is this Gomer's tip that you
Okay.
had to share today? I
Okay,
can't wait
super
to hear
quick. Gomer's tip. We love cooking. We love cooking at home.
it. Mm-hmm.
This is one that I wrote down in my Gomer's tips a super long time ago. It's food related, and so I thought I would just put it in this episode.
Okay.
Here's the tip, and then I'll explain it. The tip is shred your own cheese.
Wow.
Mhm.
You mean get one of them blocks?
Yep,
Big block of cheese.
totally. So we love making pasta dishes with parm. We love
Mhm.
making pizza with mozzarella. We love making quesadillas. We love
Mhm.
making grilled cheese. I mean, we're a cheese family. Erin's favorite food is cheese.
Okay.
Her last meal is our charcuterie board with tons of different cheeses and meats and nuts and fruits and
Yum.
dippers and,
Jellies and jams and jellies.
jams and jellies, apricots and almonds and Marcona almonds and
Mm.
anyways, the different brined items.
Right.
Oh man, I'm getting hungry now.
Now, you said this tip was going to be 1 minute long.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay, well, I can make it real quick. So shred your own cheese.
Okay, shred your own cheese.
And so, like, just as an example, I was
Mhm.
making there's this viral thing about making tableside fettuccine Alfredo. Have you seen this? Like the
Yes.
original Alfredo?
Yes, of course, because we have the same algorithm. I've seen
Right.
it. Yeah.
Well, we have like the same YouTube sign in, I
Right.
think. And also we're almost the same age, talk about the same stuff, interested in the same things, click
Yeah.
on the same crap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I made it once with a thing of pre-ground parm.
Yeah.
It's good, and I've used that in lots of recipes over the years. Just you get the thing of pre-ground cheese.
Are you talking about that green cylinder thing of
Oh,
parm? Or are you
no.
talking about
Sorry,
bag
no.
of? Yeah, I know. I'm talking to an Italian here, so I didn't think
Yeah.
that that's what you're talking about. You're talking about a bag of pre-shredded
Yeah.
parm.
Or I can't think of I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a powder. It's not a shred.
I see. Yep.
Ground. The
Now
name
there's
is
also
escaping.
like it's not shred, but it's more like
Oh,
sliced,
shaved.
shaved. That's
Shaved.
right. Those are fun.
I love that. But
Hmm.
dude, if you shave it yourself,
Yes.
if you shred it yourself, if you put it over the microplane, the flavor of that or of fresh shredded mozzarella on a pizza
Hmm.
or torn mozzarella from the
Yep.
buffalo mozzarella or shaved parmesan or
Hmm.
anything like that, making quesadillas with your own shredded cheese,
Yeah.
the it skyrockets in flavor when you
Yeah.
actually shred it yourself. And the reason you don't is because you want to save that extra minute. You want to save that little mess
Yeah.
from your microplane or your grater or your food processor.
Hmm.
And shredding a lot of mozzarella or Colby Jack or Monterey Jack or cheddar, whatever,
Yeah.
can take a little while,
Sure. Yeah.
but your work will be rewarded. Your labor and toil over that shredder will be rewarded with flavors unknown to the pre-shredded, pre-ground. I said it about coffee too,
Yeah.
but it releases like they say like shredded cheese is covered in wax so that it doesn't stick together.
I don't know they say that. I can imagine it though.
I've
Yeah.
seen viral videos about that
Hmm.
where like the pre-shredded cheese,
Yeah.
farm style thick cut, or all those
Yeah.
different thick shreds.
Sure. Yeah.
I,
They're
I
coated in something to keep them from sticking to one another.
right.
Ugh.
So dude, just buy the block and shred it, and
Yeah.
it
I
your
am thinking back
patience
to
and
our
work
coffee
will be
conversation.
rewarded.
Was that on the last episode?
Uh, Appliances,
Oh,
small
on
edition.
the small appliances. Royal Rumble, yeah.
Right.
Where I was thinking like, yeah, at midlife, you start thinking, I can ground my own coffee. I can shred
Yeah.
my own cheese. There's
Yep.
just I want to enrich my life a little bit in these ways.
Yeah. If you take like real Parmigiano Reggiano
Yeah.
and grate that,
Mm-hmm.
it is so much more flavorful, salty.
Mm.
Just yeah, seriously. I promise. And
Okay.
don't do the green can. I'm sorry. I don't want to be elitist here, but
No, that's fine.
don't do
Sometimes it's a
that.
green can. We might get back to this
Okay.
in some shopping tips coming up.
Yep.
Um, okay, fine. You did a tip. I'm gonna do one, but mine's
Great.
gonna be a minute.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect recovery shake
Oh,
smoothie,
I've been longing for this.
because I teased this in the
Yep.
aforementioned small appliances,
Yep.
where I'm not going to tell people what won, but the blender was high up there for me.
Right.
Here we
Vitamix.
go. You must follow this exactly.
Okay.
Frozen fruit.
Frozen fruit. Okay.
And that's because of what you said. It's got to be cold.
Top tip with smoothies have to be cold.
And I don't like putting ice in it because
Oh,
it waters it
interesting.
down in my opinion. So if you
Okay.
I never do fresh fruit, only do frozen fruit because that takes care of the temperature issue and you don't have to put ice.
Wow, that's a great tip. And do you do frozen bananas?
You can do anything. I love a frozen banana and strawberry mix.
Mm,
I also like a
awesome.
triple berry mix, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
If you want a purple smoothie, that's great
Mm,
too.
yum.
I'm gonna leave the fruit up to you, nation. Frozen
Okay.
fruit, 2 cups. This I use oat milk. I use 2 cups. I would say it's important to have those even. As much
Okay.
fruit as you put in, you need to put the same amount of some sort of milk. I use oat milk. It makes my tummy feel way better, and I like the flavor better.
Yum. Okay.
1 cup of plain Greek yogurt.
Okay. This is the full fat.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
baby.
it kind of takes anything out of the oat milk thing here because it's full fat. You're getting milk in there, but that's okay.
Yep.
Greek
Fat's
yogurt,
good.
but it's got
Protein.
the
It's got protein.
probiotics in there.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible. 1 scoop of protein powder. I like vanilla flavored.
Ooh, I didn't know you were a protein powder guy. This is a
This is
revelation.
specifically for recovery from a run,
Okay.
and so that protein powder helps me a ton.
Yep.
A scoop can be relative. Who knows how big that scoop is, but I'm just using whatever size scoop they've got in there.
Yep.
And then the secret ingredient is
Ooh.
a heaping spoonful of natural peanut butter. So for some reason, the smoothie is a B plus. You
Yep.
put that one scoop of natural peanut butter in whatever smoothie it is,
Yeah.
and it raises it up to an A plus.
Mm,
Use a Vitamix. That's best because it really does a great job chopping, but
yep.
you can use whatever. Remember those bullet? What was the? Remember those
Oh yeah.
bullet things?
Yep. Totally. There's the Bullet. There's the Ninja.
Oh, the Ninja.
There's
Yep.
the Hamilton Beach that I had growing up, the Harvest Gold one
Right.
that you
Whatever
took apart
works.
and got frustrated and moldy because you didn't take it apart to clean it
But
and
exactly.
it broke. It smelled like burning when you used it.
If your smoothie smells like burning, you need a new appliance.
It smelled like burning combined with Orange Julius. Like,
Oh yeah, gross. um,
yeah.
this will make 2 smoothies.
Hmm.
So you can adjust that to make 1 or more to make more. But that's my perfect recovery smoothie.
Wow. That sounds great. I wrote down the recipe.
Try it out, everybody.
What brand is your protein powder?
Um, okay. Well, let's get to the grocery thing
Oh,
before I
okay,
tell you
great.
that
Okay, no
because
problem.
I don't think you'll like the brand
Okay.
I use. But
was
it's
like
part of what it's part of one of my
Slim
groceries.
Fast or something? Like,
We'll get there. Let's go into the
okay.
core and I'll tell you about it later.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, let's clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. Hey, how's it going over there? You better hurry up because I really want a chicken Big Mac. But I also really want to try that smoothie, that recovery smoothie. Dude, that sounds so good. Whoa.
Chicken Big Mac in one hand, smoothie in the other.
Yeah, recovery,
You got to recover from that chicken Big
sinner
Mac.
and saint on both sides.
Yeah. All right, here we are in the core where we dig deeper into a core habit, discuss a core practice, or answer a core question around healthy aging. This week, grocery shop better. Like I said, we chose this because we love talking about it.
Yep.
It's a place to put all of our grocery shopping tips all in one place for the future.
Yep. I
So
love
my
it.
guess is there's going to be repeats. Obviously, there's going to be repeats of Gomer's tips from the past 16 years.
Yep.
We can say that now because October is our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
16 years we've been in existence. And over those 16 years, we've talked a lot about grocery shopping.
Yeah, we love grocery stores.
Yeah.
Love walking around them, love shopping at them, love I mean I I love it.
Do you do the shopping in your house?
Okay, that's a big one. Now we're getting into deep topics
Dive in.
of household division of labor, which is something Aaron and I talk about often.
For sure.
And we're trying to hone in, trying to hack our way into a better life. How can we divide that more? Here's the main way we do it now.
Okay.
Dude, I'm wondering what people are going to think about this. We started this off and on during COVID, I think.
Okay.
Mentioned it quite a few times. Our main grocery trip now is delivered.
You have mentioned this.
Yep. So
It must have been in a Gomer's tip in a
yeah,
previous episode.
maybe it's Friday morning. Well, so it's usually either Friday mornings, Monday mornings. And we've had some Saturdays. And we've had some Sundays. Okay. We've been a little out of whack because of all my traveling, and
Sure.
then the girls were gone last week, and but Aaron, we make a plan, we make a meal plan. I usually thwart it. We've been trying to fix that. We've talked about that a ton of times. It's gotten so much better.
Yeah, we have talked about this thwarting thing that happened
Yep.
where you're like, I know that's on the schedule. I just don't feel like it. We should make something else.
It's I'm a craver and a dreamer. She's a planner and a follower of recipes. And when you put those two together, they can either be like it can go to the moon or it can go down real fast.
And both
crash
of
and
those
burn.
things probably happen at different times of the week. And
Totally.
yeah,
But she'll say, does anybody need anything? Because I'm putting in our order. And it is amazing, dude, that 7 a.m. or 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
bags of groceries delivered
Yeah.
beautifully by an awesome person
Yep.
come in. And the great thing about that is nothing that's not on the list gets purchased. Not right, because how would that happen?
Yeah. So this really interesting, this delivery thing. We've done it a couple times. It
Yep.
basically takes care of almost all of my tips to
Mm,
get it delivered
okay.
because of the pre-thought you're putting into it
Yep.
and the fact that you aren't there
Hmm.
to mess up the good plans that you've made.
Yep. Right.
Um, so I remember you saying that. I don't have it on my tips because it's not something we regularly do. Um, I think though when you were talking about it before, you were saying that's not the only grocery shopping that happens, right? That's your main grocery shopping that
Yeah.
happens, but there must be, oh, we forgot this thing, or I'm gonna go here for this specific thing that happens too, right?
Yeah. Like I want some chicken tenders from Publix or
Yeah.
um actually all joking aside, even though those tenders, I have a hard time walking by the popcorn chicken and not, especially if it's hot and spicy, just not picking up one of those.
Wait,
It's just
you just pick up one?
no one container.
Okay,
Like
I thought just one piece of popcorn
yeah,
chicken and
just
just
one
pop it
piece.
in your mouth and keep going.
The girls love it when I
Yeah.
go grocery shopping because I usually bring home popcorn chicken.
Yep.
I usually bring home, the newest Dorito.
Hmm. Yeah,
Not
of
usually.
course.
I scratch that, but often.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I relate to this completely. When I go
Yeah.
shopping, the boys are like,
Yep.
"Come on, pick up some Takis."
I know. I
And
know.
I'm like, "Say no more."
Yep. We're probably going to
Right.
contradict this later with some other tips.
Right, of
Um,
course. Yeah, do what we say, not what we do.
right. But the main thing, though, is we still like to um, pick out our own produce for the most part.
Hmm.
We've had a number
I
of
see.
times where they didn't pick it out super great, or
Uh,
there were substitutions that
mm.
were made that were like, what?
I never thought of that part of it. Is that there's a real visceral thing that happens when you're there in the grocery store, produce
Yep.
and meat especially.
Yes. So it's more of our staples,
Hmm.
but that's funny because it's gonna sort of play into a thing. My main tip for grocery shopping.
Okay.
Um, but somehow we just always need staples.
Yep.
You need cans of beans or
Hmm.
rice or olive oil.
Oh
Although
yeah.
we've also been kind of dipping our feet into the whole Costco thing
Okay.
too.
We'll
So
we'll
that's
get
a
there. We'll get
yeah.
there. Um, so the I do most of our grocery shopping,
Okay.
and that's because I like to do it.
Yep.
So when you're talking about this division of labor thing, what we have figured out after 25 years of marriage is
Yep.
what do I either like doing or
Uh-huh.
hate doing less than you,
Sure.
right? And so
Yep.
that is mostly how we've divided labor up
Yep.
in our house. So I like vacuuming. I
That
like
is
doing the
fun.
laundry. I
Yep.
like certain things. And she's like, okay, great. She likes doing other things. And I'm like, cool. It doesn't always work, but
Right.
um, I find you said we like grocery stores. I do. I find it very relaxing.
Mm,
I find it, I think it's fun. I
yep.
think I like talking to strangers.
Uh-huh.
We talked about
Yeah.
this before.
Yep.
And a grocery store is a great place to do that. I like bumping into people that I know. And
Yeah.
when I grocery shop, I do the whole route. I don't like going in and grabbing something. I like doing the whole store.
Oh, even if you don't. Oh, okay. It's like even if you don't need stuff or what? What do you mean?
Yeah, I like going to. So I guess what I'm talking about right now is the weekly grocery shopping trip.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I know I don't need anything down the chip aisle, I'll go down it just to sneak a
Sure.
little peek. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's fun.
Yep.
It's fun. Like what new ramen is out?
Yeah.
the international food section is always fascinating.
I
Like, do
I
they
agree.
new chili crisp versions,
Yup.
new
Yes, definitely.
sauces, House of Zhang,
Oh yeah, and you know
like
I love new sodas, new
yeah,
cereals, new
yeah,
new chips, new crackers. That's not going to be a
yep,
surprise to anybody listening that we
right,
like that sort of thing.
right.
I was thinking about how shopping at the grocery store can improve health because that's ostensibly what we talk about on this podcast.
Yep.
Um, I think that as I've learned to shop at the grocery better, it has improved our financial health,
Mm-hmm.
our dietary health, physical
Yep.
health, I guess, and also time management. Even though I just said I like to take it slow, I do think that shopping better can mean for some, including me at certain times, that I'm not spending all day in there. That I
Yep.
have learned how to shop in a way that gets me in and out, uh, and it's not hours and hours. So
Yep.
it's kind of like a time management health thing I think can
Okay.
help too.
Yeah, I will say that Aaron has this way of making a grocery list that is I found for the first little while of our marriage sort of annoying. I'm sorry to say that she would laugh if she was here
Yeah,
because she
well,
we've talked about it
some
so
of the
many times.
best things are annoying at first.
Right. But when I finally figured out how she was making this list, which was
Hmm.
by section,
Hmm.
like I would be like, just write the list.
Yep.
Gosh, that is literally as mad as I ever get. Just right there. You heard it. Okay.
grocery store grocery store list outburst that
Yeah.
was semi loud, but not
Right.
really.
It just raises to a comedic pitch.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
but uh, but man, when I finally figured out the way she writes a list
Mm-hmm.
is in the is in the shape of the grocery store
Mm.
and in order.
Mm.
What she must have either caught or taught from her parents.
Yeah, I
Am
wonder.
I making her like the hottest person ever, dude?
I'm
Like
not gonna say how I feel right now. Um, because I'll just say it reminds me of Jessica. How about that? So
right.
the way we do a list is we have kind of a running list. We know what we need, right? And so we can add those
Oh
things, but
yeah,
we do
the
have a
running
running
list.
list
Yep.
throughout the week. And
Yep.
then Jessica, oh boy, hubba hubba, she will reorganize that running list on a new piece of paper, fresh, clean, new piece of paper, like you're saying, in sections, if not from right to left.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
And I pick up that list and I say, I'm the luckiest, I'm the luckiest man alive. And you're
Right.
pretty? Okay.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know. Should we just jump into tips? I
Oh
think
yeah.
when I was writing tips, I was thinking about that weekly grocery shopping trip. So not a
Right.
run in and out, not a
Yep.
delivery, because I think that delivery takes kind of care of a lot of these tips. But
Right. Yep.
this kind of traditional, whenever it is that you do it, you have a list and you're thinking about the week ahead.
Right. Yep.
Um, so at this point, I just have a list
Okay.
of tips. I don't know how what your
Yep.
notes look like.
I have a list of tips, specialty stores, various stores, and then my life-giving stuff for the end.
Sweet.
So,
Okay. Um, some of these tips I don't think are going to be new. Most of them won't be, but it's nice to have them all in one place.
yeah, it's fun. It's like when we used to do the roundup,
Mm-hmm.
the
Oh yeah.
runner's block
Runner's block
roundup. That
roundup. Yeah, exactly.
so
Um,
like that was so fun.
so my number one is like is don't go hungry.
That's my number 4,
Okay.
and I put it in all caps.
Right. So
Yep.
so maybe you could just draw your little arrow. I know you too well. I know your arrows. Why don't I just put the arrow up to top? It just
Yep.
it is actually pretty helpful. Now, sometimes
Super.
I can
Yeah.
use this tip as an excuse to go say get a chicken Big Mac before I go shopping and say, no, this is the healthy way to do it.
Oh yeah, it says don't go hungry, so I'm gonna stop at McDonald's
Better
on the
fill
way.
up. Better
Uh,
fill up. Yeah.
I have thought about that before. Like, we were what was I was gonna make something. I can't remember what it was recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was gonna make kind of like homemade Chinese food.
Yeah.
Okay. And I bought some different sauces, some protein, some veg.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just spent way more
Mm-hmm.
than I would have spent if we would have just ordered some Chinese food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there, but dude, it's so much more fun to make it yourself. It's
Yeah.
probably healthier. You
Yep.
know what's in it, although Chinese food rules, and so does the chicken Big Mac, hopefully. Um, but I was thinking about that from a bottom line standpoint.
Yeah.
I was like, the Chinese food would have taken less time and been less money.
Sometimes that's true. And so that's kind of like you're weighing those things too, right? You can go back and listen to Nation, you can go back to listen to our Cook at Home episode. We talk a lot
Right.
about that too, right?
Yep.
Like when you're trying to decide based on convenience versus price versus all those things. I think that definitely for me, when I go hungry and go shopping, I am buying way more than I need.
Yeah, way more than you need, and probably high bliss point ultra
Yep.
processed junk foods, right?
You're right, totally.
Because you don't you're not gonna buy more kale because you're super hungry.
No, of course not, because that you can't eat it raw. You can't eat it like on the way
Right.
home,
Right.
right?
You don't have you don't have a bag of kale sitting in the passenger seat while you're driving home eating it. You have popcorn chicken
Now
or
you go home and you put it in
Doritos.
that you put it in that air fryer.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that go to our appliance episode, which
Mhm.
we're gonna keep plugging that one because that one was super fun.
Super fun. Yes, very fun.
We talked about you did your recipe for your smoothie just now. I talked
Mhm.
about the kale chips
Kale
that we
chips.
love to make in the air fryer,
Mm.
which honestly, I mean, can you say that's as good as Doritos? No,
No.
but it's so good, especially when Lily makes her special lemon vinaigrette.
Yum.
Oh man, it's so good.
So
So
the
yeah,
the problem with going hungry is my mind doesn't think far enough ahead to the completed kale chip, right?
right.
It looks at the Reese's
Mm.
dark chocolate Reese's, which I know you haven't had since we did that episode.
Still haven't. Yep.
And I think I can, on the way home, reach into that bag and satisfy this need that I have right now. I just don't
Mhm.
make good decisions in the
Yep.
grocery store, health wise or
Right.
financial wise, when I go in hungry.
Yep. So then what's better, the chicken Big Mac on the way or a healthy protein smoothie at home before you go?
Well,
Or go after lunch?
yeah,
So,
go after lunch or you can, even if it's a little snack, like a
mm,
something like an apple. How boring. An apple or like a Kind bar or something like that before I go
right.
shopping. That does help.
Yeah. Or dude, I've been digging an apple and a handful of cashews.
Mm.
You kind of get this like cashew apple
Salty,
combo,
sweet,
salty,
savory,
creamy.
sweet. Yeah,
Like I feel
that.
like
That's
cashews
good.
are so creamy.
I agree. They are
Like
a creamy nut. All right. Do you have another tip?
so
you
good,
wanna
dude.
share?
Put those in your passenger seat, dude.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
popcorn chicken. There's a tip right
No,
there.
that's a good tip.
Okay, so don't go hungry. That rules. My number one tip, and we truly stick to this, even though I said a bunch of other stuff. We
Mm.
do like 80-20 at least stick
Mm.
to this.
Okay.
Also 80-20 beef. Oh, ground beef.
Yum.
Grass fed. Oh, baby. Okay. Actually do that, but that's not a tip, or that's not my top tip. My top tip, we've said it since 16 years ago. Shop the perimeter.
That's my number 3 in all caps.
Yep.
Draw a little
Shop,
arrow there.
shop, yep. Shop the perimeter of that grocery store.
Shop
That's
the perimeter.
When somebody first told us this, 1st or
Mhm.
second season, we
Mhm.
were like, "What? That doesn't even what?" And I have yet to be to a grocery store that's not how it's set up.
Right. Yep. Is there a reason for that?
Well, yeah. So we've mentioned this many times. That's where you plug stuff in.
Of course. Right.
So like, you don't usually have outlets in the middle aisles.
Uh-huh.
So,
Except for the frozen section. Those frozen aisles?
Yep.
But I get your point that it's going to be much easier to plug stuff in
Yep.
especially if you're like in the deli, right? Or the produce
Right.
section, right? You need that. You need lots of outlets for that. Everything's got something. You got to plug in all sorts of stuff.
You gotta refrigerate stuff, and that's where the workers usually work. So they kind of tend to be on the outside
Yep.
perimeter. That's where there's plumbing so that they can do the little vegetables when it
Those sprayers. Oh,
rains.
I love those
You
sprayers.
know, the
Yep.
girls love that, dude.
Me too.
Um, so shop the perimeter. That's where your produce is.
Yep.
That's where your
Proteins
good
are.
proteins are.
Mm-hmm.
Yup, your dairy or
Mm-hmm.
your oat milk for Steven or
Yep.
your eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all like your yogurts. I mean, your beer.
That's right. Yep. Usually the liquor
Yep.
is on the because you got to plug it in.
Right.
It's on the perimeter. Yep.
Now that's funny. Liquor is not available at grocery stores in Georgia.
Oh,
You gotta go someplace else. You gotta go to a liquor store for that stuff.
interesting. Okay. Not so in Arizona.
They
Lots
just
of liquor in
they
all
walk around with their guns out, right? And then just
guns out and beer out for sure.
liquor. Okay, no, we have beer and wine, but you don't have
Oh, I see what you mean. You're
um,
not gonna have like whiskey.
right.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. The hard stuff. Okay. Yeah, no, we have that also in grocery stores.
Interesting. Yep.
Shop the perimeter. I think that's probably if you were to Google, I think right now top grocery shopping tips, which I didn't. This is all from the dome,
Yeah. Well, we spend a lot of time doing this, thinking about this.
talking about this. Exactly. Yep.
Uh, so actually, I'm gonna Google that, dude, just for fun. Top grocery store tips, you
Yeah.
think, or grocery
Grocery
shopping
shopping
tips?
tips. Sure. While you do that, can I give you
Ooh.
my number two?
Yep.
Okay. Have a plan. We've already talked about this. The list.
It's on my. That's number 3 on my list, dude.
If you have if you live with someone, a spouse, a parent, a child, a roommate who
Yep.
can organize your list by section in the store, then you're even farther along.
Yep.
But I guess have a plan, stick to the plan is probably
hmm
this. Well, maybe that's a separate tip, but
that's. I think that's a two-parter, but
okay. I
make a
think you're right.
plan, work the plan is a two-part tip.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can have a plan, which is a lot of the work, right? To have the plan. And then you can go in. And sometimes what I do is I'm like, oh, forgot it in the car. Well, I'm sure I'll remember
Yeah,
everything.
you can wing it.
And that never works very well. It usually always ends up that I have more than was
Right.
on the list if I don't go in with the list and with a determination to stick to that list.
Mm. Well, okay, what do you think about so along with the plan and the list,
Mm-hmm.
which actually, dude, my next tip was make a list,
Okay. Yep.
which I feel like goes with this, but
Sure.
it's also different. Um, is when you watch like Food Network and they're like, go with what's in season or
Mm-hmm.
go and see what looks good. Like I
Yep.
remember them talking about that a lot of times, more with I guess farmers markets and stuff, but or they'll be like, get whatever protein is on sale
Yep.
or BOGO or
Mm-hmm.
which is what Publix does. Can that throw your list out of whack and or screw up your plan?
Yeah. Um, I think here's I'll just say it like I think about when I'm writing a sermon, right?
Okay.
Nothing bugs me more than when a speaker gets up front and says, "Well, I didn't plan for this, but I'm just going to
Oh,
let the Holy Spirit speak."
right.
There
Right.
is no way to shut me off faster.
Yep.
Let the Holy Spirit work while you're writing the freaking talk.
Uh,
The more prepared I am, the more comfortable I am ad-libbing because I know where
yeah.
I'm at.
Yeah.
I can go off and I see how much time I have.
Yep.
I've prepared well. Same thing with grocery shopping. The more prepared I
Mm,
am, the more comfortable I am ad-libbing when I'm there.
mm. That is so good, dude. That is like if you see the sweet chili Doritos, it's
Yep.
not on the plan, but you're feeling the Holy Spirit move.
You've got it in your budget. You know you haven't already bought, or you know what you've already bought, and you see the
Uh-huh.
list, and you
Yep.
feel like I can do the purple bag of Doritos.
Yep.
Feel freaking free to do that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Sorry, I'm upset, but you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay to plan because
Yeah.
the more
Of
planned you
course.
are, the more comfortable you can be going off of the plan without going
Yeah.
off the rails.
Yes. Super good, dude. Uh, that's right on.
Okay.
I love it. I love it for sermon preaching. I love it for set list making. I love it for grocery shopping.
Mm,
I love it for classical music making. Dude, have a plan.
right.
This has nothing to do with grocery shopping. But I remember Whitney, he was like, prepare faithfully and then plan on inspiration coming
Yeah,
in the moment.
exactly.
Uh, that is
Just
amazing.
lay that right over when you go shopping next.
Yep.
Those
Love it, dude.
honestly were my top three. I have a list of other ones, including I think I talked about Joe Pera's
Oh,
questions that he asks.
yes. Repeat that, dude. Repeat
So
that for the record. I
he
love these.
asks three questions when he's shopping.
I love Joe Pera.
I'm assuming this is true, even though it was in his fictionalized show, but I'm assuming this is true of him. That
Right.
when he shops and he's deciding what to buy, he asks three questions. Will I eat this food?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a great question that we've struggled with because
Yep.
sometimes we buy whatever, four cucumbers.
Right.
So will I actually eat this by the next shopping trip?
Yep.
Right? Especially when it comes to perishables.
Yep.
Should I eat this food? That's a health question.
Mm-hmm.
And can I afford this food?
Mm. Yep.
So that's like all this kind of financial dietary stuff is mixed up into all those questions, and then he allows himself one cheat.
Okay. Plus one sheet.
Yeah. So
Genius.
maybe this is a little expensive, but it's just one thing, and so I'm gonna do that. Or maybe there's a chance that I shouldn't eat this food. It's a little unhealthy. That's okay. I can do one of those per shopping
Yep.
trip. Now that is pretty stringent, but I do think it's helpful, those three questions when you're shopping.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's put our things through it. Okay, so three examples would be popcorn chicken, kale. Four examples: cucumbers
Uh-huh.
and um, caviar.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. So let's start with popcorn chicken.
Will I eat
Will
this
100%.
immediately while walking around Publix?
Should
Probably shouldn't
probably
that
probably
often.
probably not more than one, as you said, right? Like, um, can I afford? That depends, right? I mean,
Yep.
if there's a sale, that can really affect. Okay, if it's a BOGO or whatever, like that can increase the whether you're gonna buy that up, right?
You know, dude, I'm actually glad we did this little exercise about just this
Mm-hmm.
because, okay, my other favorite thing at Publix is their buffalo wings
Yeah.
or their hot wings. They're not buffalo wings, sorry.
Okay.
They're so good. And also lunch meat.
Mm-hmm.
These are two things that I would always buy
Yeah.
and didn't realize they're so expensive.
Okay. Yeah.
So Aaron
Lunch
was
meat
like,
is.
"Did you realize you always buy, like I always grab it because the girls love them, I love them, Aaron loves them,
Mm-hmm.
the wings, right?
Yep.
Will I eat this? Yes. Should I eat this? Eh. Can I afford this? I didn't realize those are like $15 to $20.
Yeah. Yep.
And I didn't realize the third question, which is like probably that was busting the budget all the
Right.
time, which
Yep.
I didn't
Without even
realize
realizing.
until
Mm-hmm.
remember my tip about when you do self-checkout,
Yep.
you start to actually see how much what you're buying is
Yes.
when the person just checks out for you,
Mm-hmm.
you see it's the end and it's like $157 and you're like, "What?"
Why?
Right? Why?
Right. Why is this so expensive?
I don't
So
get it.
I have self checkout on here. That's the main reason for self checking out, in my
Mm,
opinion,
yep.
is to learn how much things cost so that you can answer the question. I guess so that I can answer the question, will I eat it? Right? Because you were
Yep.
talking about the four cucumbers, so we can move to the cucumbers, right?
Yeah,
Will I eat
or
one?
right.
Yes.
I,
Will I
I'll
eat
also
four? No.
Yeah, yeah. I'll also throw red peppers in there. I always throw a
Mm,
red pepper in,
yeah,
and or bananas, actually, which are
bananas.
like 5 cents each. They're so cheap.
But also bananas, once they turn, they
Yep.
go, right? And so
No, I'll,
you have
yep.
to you have to be careful about will I eat it
hmm
with a banana, especially.
Our saving grace for that has been we freeze them and
Yeah,
then put them in smoothies.
they're great frozen and they're great for smoothies. Go back to my tip at the beginning of the
Yeah.
episode. Will I eat it has changed for us as the boys have gone. So when the boys were
Wow.
home, I was shopping for six because they eat so much.
Uh-huh. Right.
Now they're gone and I'm shopping for two for the first time in 20 years.
And for the first time with a little bit of money. When you were
We,
shopping for two, sorry.
no, I agree with you. It was all hamburger helper.
Money and wisdom and health knowledge, right?
So now you're right. Now that we actually aren't, I'm telling you, nation, dirt poor. There is like a, okay, I need to really readjust. And I am asking this question often when I'm shopping. Will we be able to even finish what I'm about to buy?
Right. That's super interesting, dude.
That was never a question up until 2 months ago
Yep.
because the boys come in and empty our shelves,
Uh-huh.
right? And we make a meal and there's no leftovers. Now we've been making meals and we have to eat leftovers, that same thing for like a week because I've been making too
Uh-huh.
much. And so, will I
Wow.
eat this food has become a much different question now that they're gone.
Very interesting.
And our
Wow.
grocery bill has plummeted
Mm-hmm.
since they've been gone.
Mm.
If I make the right decisions.
Right. Well, so that could play into, okay, kale.
Hmm.
Will I eat this? Yes.
It
Should I?
depends.
Okay.
If it's on the schedule for a meal that week, I will.
Yep.
But not if I'm just randomly buying kale, hoping I will eat it. I'm not
You're
gonna.
right.
I'm not gonna
The
eat it.
the amount of romaine lettuce that I've thrown away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Exactly. Could fit. I could probably fill my house with it.
Dude, I mean that sucks. Food waste. I hate it.
And that's
But
why it's important to be. So maybe that's another reason why we want to talk about it, right? When you're
mhm.
getting to middle age, you don't want to waste stuff anymore.
Yeah, you feel bad. You start to understand that people actually made this and
Right.
harvested it and farmed it and
Yep.
shipped it and you paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I've been having this idea lately of like an inventory not only of the freezer, but that
Mm.
would be the main one,
Mm-hmm.
but of the crisper,
Yeah.
like the veggie drawer.
Yep.
If there could be, and leftovers too. I was thinking about that though, like if somehow there could be an inventory on the side of the fridge, like made by a little AI thing that
I
lives in the
feel like we've
fridge.
talked about this before. Wouldn't that be amazing if I think we've talked about this with calorie apps, like
Oh yeah,
if
right.
only they could actually keep track and we wouldn't have to enter it. The same
Yeah,
with the fridge, like it knows you better eat this pretty quick. It's spoiling.
right. It's eat that romaine before. Oh, yuck! There's nothing I hate worse than like bad
Wet, rotten
lettuce
lettuce.
or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's no good.
herbs.
Yep.
Makes me want to throw up. Um, okay, caviar.
Should I eat it? Sure.
Yummy.
Will I? Yeah, if I'm buying caviar, I'm gonna eat it. But then, should I just throw it into my cart without thinking about whether I can
Right.
afford it? That's the question.
That's the one. It's like we don't do it very often. We've probably done it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lily's birthday, she really wanted to try it because she saw it on a show.
Yep, I remember. Yeah.
We talked about that, but I feel like that fits on this list of will I? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Should I? Sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, probably shouldn't buy that. Probably shouldn't buy that package of lobster tails,
No,
you know,
right. Exactly.
or uh,
For a special occasion,
of
sure.
sure, or like steak all the
Mm-hmm.
time, or
Yeah.
I don't know, things that are
Yep. Yeah, it just I think asking those questions just I don't know. It really does cause a lot less waste.
Mm,
Waste of money, but also waste of food.
yep,
Yeah.
totally. Okay, I have a couple more things.
Okay. Yep.
I'm
We
always
got
tempted
probably about
to.
5 more minutes. Let's just run through some
Okay,
last ones. Yeah.
perfect. I'm always tempted to buy flowers when I'm at the grocery store.
Me too. I hear
Like
you, bro.
I love like that's never on the list,
Mm-hmm.
but that's one of my things I love buying. I like Aaron always likes that. The girls like it if I put flowers in their room.
Oh yeah.
I'm a
Brightens up the
sucker for
house.
that.
Me too. This is an area where we are exactly the same. It's
Yeah,
hard
like
for me to walk by the flower.
mm,
Is that what you would call it? The flower department? I don't know.
yeah, I think so.
Without thinking, it's been a week. I haven't bought flowers in a week. I should buy her some
Yep.
flowers.
hmm
Yeah.
Tip for that is go to Trader Joe's.
Mm,
Trader Joe's has incredible flowers and they're super affordable. I don't know how or why,
okay.
but they're
Great tip.
amazing.
Awesome.
Trader Joe's rules for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, I had a question about food kits
Oh, interesting.
because Publix now has been all about it. It's kind of like their answer to the wave of like Blue Apron
Hello
or Hello
Fresh, that kind of thing.
Fresh.
Okay. I'm not into food kits.
Okay.
I think that I'd rather just buy the individual ingredients. I think it's too much waste.
Hmm.
It's just how I feel. And I feel like, especially the mail-in ones, it was breaking our budget when we were doing it. It was
Mm,
so expensive compared to
okay.
going grocery shopping. I
Are
liked the
are
idea of it, and I liked
yeah.
it when you guys sent us one or two free ones. That was pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're listening to a podcast and there's a great deal, but man, it was so expensive to do that
Okay.
mail-in ones.
Yep. I feel like so that's a whole nother time we could talk about that.
Yeah.
We did have good experiences with Blue Apron over the years for
Mm-hmm.
little seasons here and there.
Yeah.
Loved how it just picked what we were going to eat. We always made it. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but more expensive, all the things that you said. And that hasn't been regular, but we did it off and on here and there.
It's
But
interesting that a grocery store would have those on site.
yeah, so now Publix for a while, and we did this for a little while.
Uh-huh.
I mean, probably 5 or 10 times.
Yeah.
But they've got everything you need, and it's
Mm-hmm.
from actually Publix actually had this thing where it wasn't a kit, but it was all in one like uh end
Like an end cap thing.
and yeah, an end
Yeah.
cap, and it's like here's the veggies you need,
Oh, I
here's the
like that.
protein you need,
That's cool.
here's the yeah, so it was kind of cool. So like you'd
Yeah.
have a lady
Mm-hmm.
making it, and
Okay.
you could sample it,
Oh,
and
wow.
then
That's a great idea.
right next to her was like the card, and then all the things. That was kind of fun.
Okay. I like that.
But we did that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess the last one I was gonna just mention, other than going to specialty stores, there's this great butcher that we like to go to. That's
Mm,
fun.
cool.
Um, is one thing we talked about it this summer, and I have like basically talking chicken Big Mac, popcorn chicken, all the stuff we talked about. We really have been sticking to, for the most part, other than these cheats, doing as much ultra process avoiding non ultra processed. Wait,
Avoiding
here, let
ultra
me
processed foods.
let me start that over.
Okay.
Avoiding ultra processed foods as much as possible.
Eating real food. We've been
Eating
talking about that for a while. Yep.
real food,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny because I think the cheats are the time we don't.
Yeah. Oh, for
Um,
sure.
I mean, uh, but we've been reading a lot more ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
and that is another reason why we've avoided so much of the center and stuck with the
Yep.
perimeter.
Definitely.
Is the ultra processed are all in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and um, that helped us a lot this summer,
Yeah.
specifically with the Whole 30, which turned into Whole 60, I think,
Mm.
right?
Sweet.
And then I went to Europe.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna do Whole 30 there.
Don't. Although I think, well, right, but I just feel like their food was so much less processed, dude.
Yeah. I noticed that when we were there last summer. A lot more fresh food, for
hmm
sure. Yep. Mm. I had one kind of like fun one where lately I've been trying to bag my groceries according to how I'm going to put them away.
Yep.
So I'll put
Great.
them on the conveyor belt if I'm doing that. All the freezer stuff together, all the refrigerated stuff together, all the meat together, all the stuff that goes on this shelf and so that's just a fun thing I like to do. You can
Mm.
do that. I mean, you have more control over that when you're doing self-checkout, but even on the conveyor belt, I'll send
Mm.
it through based on how I want to unpack it.
Okay, I was wondering about that because I've done that also. Like
Mm-hmm.
we talked about that in the self-checkout chat over
Yeah.
the years.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering what the bagger and or checking man or lady feel about that.
Oh.
Y- You know, like I was wondering if they like it when you put things in order, if they don't like it, if they don't care, if they
So
see.
I think my assumption now, Noah did bag for a while at Safeway.
Oh
He
yeah.
liked it when everything wasn't mixed together because then he didn't have to be like, now I have to just leave this tomato here until all these cans come by so I don't put the
Right.
cans on top of the tomato. So I think
Uh-huh.
especially if you're able to put your produce through all at once, the bagger loves that
Okay, that's cool.
because then they're not waiting around for all the heavy stuff to go through before they can even touch the produce and bag that. So I
Yep.
always put the produce and the bread last so that they can
Mm-hmm.
bag that last and put it on top of everything.
That is super good, dude.
Also, if there's no bagger there, I'm bagging.
Oh yeah. Yep. Don't just sit there, dude. That
No,
is good.
I
Get
always
over
say
there
I
and
can
bag
bag
it.
and I bag it and it's appreciated and also I think it's fun.
Yeah, and you can have a laugh with the checker
Oh yeah, which you
person.
nation, we love that. We love talking to the
Love.
checkout ladies
Oh
and
yeah, like
guys.
it's just fun,
For
and
sure.
like our local Publix, all they're all ladies. I've
Yep.
talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we recognize each other. We always say, "Hey," even when I do self checkout, I usually like wave at least somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Mm. And then I have a tip that I don't think that some people are going to like, maybe even you, but I will give this tip. And this was especially when I was, as I said, shopping for six.
Yep.
Um, don't be ashamed to go to Walmart if you have to go to Walmart,
Mm,
especially for name brand stuff.
mm,
So I'm not going to go to Walmart for produce,
mm.
but if I can get a box of Crispix for $2 cheaper
Yeah.
at Walmart than at Safeway, we
Yep.
were we figured out once we started to shop for name brand stuff at Walmart, we were saving $250 a month
Holy
versus going to
smokes.
Safeway.
How do they do that? Is it
I don't know, and I
bulk
I
or
I come into this tip with much trepidation because I know Walmart doesn't have a great, but sometimes it's just like we have a family. It's very
yep.
expensive. If we could save $250 a month
Yeah.
buying the not even like generic stuff,
Right.
the same stuff,
Yep.
then we just decided we're gonna go shopping at two different places.
Sure.
Um, so that the protein powder I have is just Walmart brand, Walmart brand vanilla flavored protein
Amazing. So that thing
powder.
I said about ultra processed, um,
Who even knows? So this is just something that
yeah,
as we were thinking about what can we do financially in the stage of life that we were at, we just had to release the like, oh my gosh, we're Walmart shoppers.
sure.
Who gives a rip? Sure.
Who
If you need to do
cares,
that in certain parts of your
dude?
life, do it. Yeah.
Totally. That's
Yep.
awesome, dude. Love it.
Okay. Man, that was fun. We could probably go forever, but we should probably head into what's giving us life this week.
All right, dude. Super fun. Well, let's do it. All right, let's clap.
Okay.
That was awesome. One, two, three, clap,
Clap. One, two, three, clap.
clap.
All right. What's giving us life this week? We've got 10
Mm,
minutes.
mm-hmm.
I'll go first. In my embracing the fall theme, there's been some good fall TV happening
Ooh, okay.
this fall.
Nice.
Now, it's been a long time since I've even thought of it that way.
I know us too. We're always behind on a queue of things to watch.
And also with
Oh,
streaming, it's like, does fall TV
yep,
even exist anymore?
yep. Don't even have the way to watch TV anymore.
Right.
Like
So
live stuff or whatever. Yep.
I do think back 16 years ago when we used to like fall came and we would talk about like the new season of Parenthood is out, or like we
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about The Office, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it isn't like that anymore, but I'm trying to embrace the season. And so I thought, maybe I should watch some TV. So
Hmm.
I've been watching some TV. So I've really loved the new season of Survivor, even though, as usual, in the pool, first out. My guy, first out. Dang
Mm.
it. But it's been a really fun season so far. Really fun new season of the Great British Baking Show. Real fun cast. Great stuff. Fourth season of Only Murders in the Building has been laugh out loud funny for me.
Oh,
Lots
nice.
of
Okay.
joy there. But here's the biggest surprise for me: the new season of the Lord of the Rings show,
Oh,
Rings of
Ring of.
Power.
Okay. We watched what it was, the 3 or 4 episodes of that and did enjoy it, and then just fell off the wagon.
Okay, first season is mid,
Okay.
and it was too slow for me. And I will
Maybe that's
confess that
why we fell
when
off
I
the wagon.
heard that the second season was coming out, I was like, man, I gotta watch that again.
Okay. Yep.
But they must have listened to everybody, because the second season is fire. It's
Great.
so good. It feels like Lord of the Rings. They're actually making the rings, which was the promise.
Oh,
And
okay.
so you get to see the machinations of making these rings. Hello.
Whoa,
And then they
dude.
have some. Now it's difficult because it's set thousands of years in the past, so they can't be like, hey, look, it's Bilbo,
I know. Wait, what the
right?
heck? Oh my gosh, Gollum found it. There's
But there
Bilbo.
are
Right.
some characters that are thousands of years old, and there
Uh-huh.
have been a couple really incredible cameos where I am standing up at the
Oh
end of the
man.
season. So
Oh,
the
cool.
full season is already done. And so the second season is available for people to watch. You will know what I mean, Nation, when you get to the finale, where I was like, I cannot believe I have eyes on this right now. It is so
Yes.
awesome.
Okay, sweet. I
Yeah.
love that.
So
Um,
Rings of
I
Power, that's what bring me life most of all in fall TV.
okay. I've been seeking some of those because like those I cannot believe I'm seeing this sort of things.
Yeah.
So I love that to
It's
hear
nice
that.
to be in the world. I think I've talked about this with the Hobbit movies too. Like, they're not
Yep.
very good, but it's nice to be in the world. But to be in the world and to get some thrill out of it,
Yeah.
really, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for since 2003.
Sweet.
Some sweet new Lord of the Rings material is out there and available.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yummy.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry about your person in the pool, dude. We finally have been getting it around to watching it,
it's all right.
and I felt real bad.
It's just how I've been doing this for 20 seasons now.
Hmm.
I've never won, and usually my first draft is first out.
Yep.
So
Oh
I've
man.
just accepted it as a part of my life at this
Yep.
point. What about you? What's bringing you life this week?
All right, dude. So my life giving and or tips have had so many grocery store ones over the years, right? I thought
Yeah.
I'd drop those and then drop one new one.
Okay. Great.
So we already talked about most of these, but I love self checkout.
Mm-hmm.
I love bagging my own groceries the way that I like to put it away, or the way that
Uh-huh.
we put it away.
Yep.
I think I talked about the price gun.
You did,
So
definitely. You
when
know what's giving you life one time? I think you talked about the price gun in particular.
yep. So like in self checkout, when I discovered the price gun, I think it was to get charcoal or bottled water.
Definitely something that you can't
Uh,
lift up onto the scanner. Yeah.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then, and especially when the girls are with, just leave all the stuff in the groceries cart and just bam, bam, da, 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 da. It's so
Yep.
fun.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, probably might have shared this already, but this is my main one lately.
Uh-huh.
You couldn't use Apple Pay. Did I talk about this?
No, I don't think so.
Yes. Okay, I didn't think I did. Okay, you haven't been able to use Apple Pay at Publix for years. You still
Okay.
can't at Home Depot.
Yeah. Dumb.
Somebody tell me if you can. But
Not last time I was there, and that was last week. So,
okay, yep. Total bummer.
yeah.
But I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna try at
Oh,
Publix. Maybe a month ago.
just kind of wave your phone in front of it to see if it worked.
Yup. and it worked. And then I was like, I don't even have to get my wallet out anymore at Home Depot or
Yeah.
at Publix.
Yeah, you can die now.
It was it. But to top that off, dude,
Uh-huh.
the thing that I've been doing more and more this summer and now this fall is using my Apple Watch to do Apple Pay.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
And now I don't even have to get my phone out.
I mean, this is like some Disney World stuff with the bracelet thing, right?
This
Like,
is
beep.
Magic Band. You don't even
That's it,
caviar, put
Magic
it on
Band.
there. It's
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. This might destroy all the tips.
totally. But man, Apple Watch with Apple Pay at
Mhm.
Publix is
Yeah.
giving me so much life.
Mm.
We didn't mention this, but I probably go to Publix every other day
Right.
for something because it's 3 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
But I love it. It makes me so happy. So
Amazing. All right, Nation, we want to know, did we miss anything? I mean, now that Anthony can use Apple Pay, I can't imagine
Mm.
that we missed anything. Did we miss anything? Did we miss any tips? Ways to be healthier as a midlife person when you're shopping at the grocery store? We want to know. You can let us know. The best way is to follow us on Instagram. That's at 2gomers. With your comments, your questions, your rebuttals. There's a link in our bio to our link tree where you can find all things Gomers. By the way, I am training for a half marathon on my birthday, January 19th.
yes.
And so in that link, in the link bio, is the half marathon training that I'm doing. People can join me. I'm doing 5 miles this weekend, just so people know. So go there, or you can call us on the Gomer phone. That number is
608-622-7669. That's 608 NBA Pony.
Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, or follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening to right now. That helps us out a ton. Thank you to Davis for our music, Jason and Eric for our graphics, Adam, our webmaster, Lindsay, our social media maestro. Thank you especially to our Gomertrons. You subscribe to our second podcast, The Bonus Disc on Patreon. Not only home of our monthly movie show, Perfect Movie, where we just covered Napoleon Dynamite, Ghostbusters, and upcoming The American President, but extra episodes like last month's Tony's Top 10 in quotes, European travel tips, October's Small Appliance Royal Rumble, and next month's West Wing draft. Oh, baby. It's going to be good stuff. Up to 4 episodes per month, depending on the level at which you subscribe. All that and much more is at patreon.com/2gomers. We welcome your support and we thank you.
Sweet dude. Everybody, the reason we're doing the West Wing and the American President is so that we can enjoy some political stuff on TV that's just fun and life-giving and watch that.
A little release from the vitriol.
Yep.
I want to see my president falling in love with Annette Bening.
Whose daughter plays the trombone, right?
Daughter plays the trombone and wears vests. That's what I want in my politics. And that is what you are going to get, whether you like it or not, Nation, in November from the Gomers.
Awesome, dude. Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Great app, bro.
Super fun, man. And remember, everybody, if you can take 2 cups of frozen fruit, 2 cups of oat milk, 2 cups... Wait, hold on. And remember, everybody, if Steven can take 2 cups of frozen fruit, 2 cups of oat milk, 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt, protein, full fat, protein powder, 1 scoop, vanilla flavored from Walmart, a heaping spoonful of natural peanut butter, and put it in the Vitamix and stir it up and drink it, you can too.
And happy running. Good one.
All right. Let's stop that. 1, 2, 3, stop.
Woo.
Nice.
Right on time, 108. That's awesome.
Fun.
Okay, I'm stopping this.
Dude,
Bye, everybody.
that might be the most